Hey guys, how's it going? In this video I want to talk to you guys about Amazon PPC and explain a little bit about the different types of match types, what they are, how to use them, as well as a little bit about budget, how that works, and we'll go into a little bit about how to start your campaign and how I recommend you start your campaign. Don't want to miss out. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Joshua Crisp here once again. In this video I want to talk about PPC. I get asked this question a lot in DM, in my email, on social media about PPC, the dreaded PPC on Amazon. Well, some of you may not even know what PPC stands for, so let's start there. PPC stands for pay per click. Okay, now there's two different types of way that you can be displayed on any type of ecosystem or any type of browser, okay, whether it be Google, Amazon. In this video we're going to be talking about Amazon, but there is organic, which is number one. What organic means is that you have ranked your site or you have ranked your product page in the algorithm, giving the algorithm everything that it needs. Now, whether you're talking Google or Amazon, there's several hundred variables that go into showing the algorithm that you are meeting its criteria. Okay, but when you do so, the algorithm rewards you, and you are placed on the organic search results. And organic meaning you're not paying to be there. Okay, you got there as a reward by giving the algorithm everything that it wants. Now, like I said, keep in mind, just to reiterate, keep in mind there are hundreds of different factors that go into giving this algorithm what it wants. That way you can be displayed organically. So a way to expedite you getting exposure and customers seeing your product page is by utilizing PPC, which stands for pay per click. All right, and not only do we use this to gain exposure like this right off the bat, because you want to start getting sales while you're working on ranking your product page, while you're ranking your product for different keywords. That way you can show up organically. The good thing about organic showing up organically is that it is proven that consumers purchase more and they feel more comfortable, they feel more trustworthy purchasing from somebody who is organically ranked on the first page. The other benefit, of course, is that you don't have to pay for impressions or CTR's click-through rates. So if somebody clicks on your product page or your product, you're not getting charged for an impression. You're not getting charged for that click because you are organically ranking there. Like I said, you are getting rewarded. Now, with PPC, pay per click, it's pretty simple. You pay per click, not per impression. And what an impression is when your ad is displayed. So when your ad is displayed in front of somebody who's searching for a product that's in your niche or category, you are not charged unless they actually physically click on your product and go to your product page. All right. So now that that's out the way, let's go ahead and move forward with match types. All right. There are 4 different type of match types when dealing with Amazon. And usually this applies to all different PPC platforms. But like I said, this is mainly about Amazon. Okay. So let's go ahead and start with match type broad match. All right. And the keyword that I'm going to be using for this example, guys, is boy shoes, because I think that it'd be simple for you guys to understand and follow me. All right. So I have an example here. Boys blue shoes, shoes for boys, or blue shoes for boys. Now you can kind of see that the keyword is mixed out. So it's not combined together. It's not in a sequence. Boys shoes is not directly side by side. Here in the first one you can see boys is in the front, shoes is in the end. Here you can see shoes in the front, boys in the end. All right, so you can see that it is not in sequential order. All right, so the broad match, and you can see the $ right here. Broad match is going to be the cheapest because you're gonna get the most amount of impressions. It's not going to be very detailed. It's not going to be very honed in search. What you're doing with broad match is you're trying to get the most amount of impressions as possible for the least amount of money, the most exposure for the least amount of investment. All right. So with that being said, you can have your keyword. Now the keyword can be a single keyword or it can be a phrase like boys shoes. It's a 2-word keyword. You can even have a long tail 3-word keyword. But what happens is that does not have to be in sequential order. It can be mixed around. It can be moved around, separated by a noun, an adjective, etc. Here in asterisk, you can see as long as the keyword or keywords are contained somewhere in the phrase, your ad will display. All right. Moving on to phrase match. All right. Now, phrase match is a step up from the broad match. All right. So the keyword is going to be our boys' shoes. And here goes an example for you guys. Boys' shoes. All right. Blue boys' shoes. Boys' shoes with a capital and an asterisk. See, so not an asterisk, a hyphen. So see, with the boys' shoes, it has to contain the exact phrase or sequence of words. Now you can't be mixed up like broad match where it was in non-sequential order. It has to be in sequential order. So see how we can still put blue in here, but boys' shoes, which is our keyword here, has to be side by side. All right. So you could be red boys' shoes, black boys' shoes, boys' shoes that are red. However they mix it up and whatever long tail that you make this phrase match, as long as boys' shoes or your keyword is in sequential order, it's side by side like it is here, then you will display. See this? So when we create a long tail, see the shoes is the blue is at the beginning. You can add a keyword at the end, make it a long tail, but your main keyword, boys' shoes, has to be side by side in order. All right. We have a cost of $2 signs. All right. This meaning that usually this costs a little bit more than your broad match. All right. But you're going to get more honed in people that are looking for this product. So it's going to be more of an intimate search. All right. Like I said, with broad, you're trying to get the most amount of impressions that you can to go ahead. You're basically buying data and you're fishing to add keywords. Now you can run profitable broad match campaigns. Every keyword, every niche, every category is different. Your phrase match is going to be a little bit more profitable. It's going to cost a little bit more money, but you're getting more honed in customers going to your product. All right. And here you can see an asterisk that says you must contain the exact phrase or sequence of words. All right. Moving on to the third match type, which is exact match type. All right. So you guys know the keywords already. All right. And there's only one example. With exact match, it's exactly what it says. Exact. It has to be exact. You can't have any variation. You can't have any added nouns. You can't make it a long tail. It has to be exactly what it is. If basketball shoes is your keyword, or boy shoes, or garlic press, or yoga mat, whatever it is, you can't add a variation. It has to be the exact keyword. Now, even though it has to be the exact keyword, you see here in the asterisk down here, it says will include, I don't want to move that, will include close variations such as plural words. Can be single or phrase keyword, but have to be the exact sequence. So with an exact, it can be a single word or a phrase, but it has to be exactly the way that you put it into the advertising. All right. Now, like I said, it can be plural. It can be, it's not case sensitive. So if it's boys' shoes and you have it lowercase b, lowercase s for shoes, it's still going to display if somebody types in uppercase. All keywords in all PPC platforms are not case sensitive. So you don't have to, a lot of people, they put their keywords in twice. They put capital variation, then they put lowercase variation. You're wasting your time and it could negatively affect your campaign. None of these PPC platforms are case sensitive. All right. And you can see the cost of $3 signs. This is going to be the most expensive one to add from my past experience, but it will be the most profitable once you find those high converting, low ACOS percentage, highly semantically relevant keywords, and you get them exact in correlation with you ranking organically, then you're going to kill it. Because what's going to happen down the road is not only are you going to show up in the top of the list, the top of the search results, but then you can get your sponsored ad directly above the first 5 positions. So you're taking up 2 spots of that real estate on page. We call page predominance, or when you're predominant on a page, we call that real estate. So if you look at a page as being 100% real estate, if you take up 2/3 of that, you're taking up real estate. And that's what you want to do, is you want to be very predominant. You want to follow consumers. You want your ads to show up everywhere possible. All right. Studies show that for a new product, when you're a new product and you don't have brand recognition or brand awareness, that it takes the consumer seeing your product on average of 5 to 7 times before it clicks in their mind psychologically, and they go ahead and make a purchase. They commit to a purchase. All right. So let's scroll down here. I put this under match type. It's negative keyword. All right. So technically there could be 4 if you include the negative keyword. This is one that is super powerful, but I think that a lot of people do not use, and they do not use because a lack of understanding. This will help drive your ACOS percentage down. All right, it's basically found money, because what you're doing when you're not running negative keywords are they're going to display, especially in your automatic campaign. All right, take that. Write this down. That's a ninja tip for you guys. You can put negative keywords in auto campaigns. So if you don't know what a negative keyword is, or you don't know one that is relevant to your niche or your product, then don't start off with one, because you can negatively impact and lose money. If you put the wrong negative keyword, okay, if you put shoes as a negative keyword and you're trying to sell basketball shoes, then you're going to get no impressions, you're going to get no sales. All right, so for an example here, you can see keyword, we have sandals, boots, heels. Remember, our main keyword were boys' shoes. So if we're selling boys' shoes, we don't want to gain impressions for sandals. We don't want to gain impressions for boots. We don't want to gain impressions for heels. Now, what's going to happen is, especially in an automatic campaign, even more so in an automatic campaign, sometimes in a broad campaign, is Amazon's goal is to get you the most amount of impressions possible. Not only because the more impressions, the more their CTR or click-through rate is going to be, and the more the CTR, the more Amazon makes money. But the algorithm figures that if they show similar niches, that sandals, boots, heels may be relevant, and maybe they might want shoes too. If you're searching for sandals, boots, heels, maybe they want shoes. But what I have found is, by finding the negative keyword and implementing the negative keyword to something that is not relevant, maybe it's relevant in that niche, but that's not what your product is. You're going after people who came to Amazon to look for boys' shoes and want to buy boys' shoes, not boys' sandals, not boys' boots, not girls' heels. All right? So you can see an asterisk can be added to an ad group, a manual, or auto campaign. You can add negative keywords to any campaign. All right. Now keep in mind, once you set a campaign and you have a keyword under a match type, you cannot change it. You can start a new one, but you cannot change it. All right. Let's scroll down. I have some more stuff for you here. Keywords are not case sensitive. We hit on that. It doesn't matter if you have an uppercase beginning, or maybe it's a 2-part, maybe it's a two keyword phrase like boys' shoes. It doesn't matter if the B for boys is capital or the S for shoes is capital, or maybe they type it in boys in capital, shoes in lowercase. It does not matter any type of variation that they type it in on the platform. All right, the algorithm already has that in effect, and you will still be displayed. You will still gain impressions. All right, by default, keywords you add to a sponsored ad are broad match. If you do not click the little box to the side and dictate which one you want, phrase, exact, or broad, automatically it is going to go to broad. And this is in manual campaign. In auto campaign, they are already broad. All right, excuse me, because in the auto campaign, Amazon's goal is to get you the most amount of impressions and to scrape the most amount of keywords for you. Like I said in previous videos, and if you're in the course, then you know this. The point of an auto campaign and the point of starting PPC is you're buying data. Okay, don't get upset. Don't get unmotivated if you are not profitable right off the gate with PPC. Okay, a lot of my PPC, my ACOS is high in the beginning, the first week, because I'm buying data. I know how to rapidly accelerate and how to spike the algorithm by finding keywords very fast and then turning it around, and then I bring my ACOS percentage down. So don't worry about your ACOS percentage. Don't worry about losing money. That's why we want to start out with a low budget in the beginning, but you're buying data. You're buying keywords. You're finding profitable long tail and short tail keywords that are going to help rank your product and help bring in more sales. All right? Keywords can contain close variations such as plural words. We went over that. Run, and then here's 5 steps right here. I even put at the end. I just added this in really quick. This isn't going to be an in-depth. Demo or step-by-step tutorial on how to start a PPC campaign on Amazon. I just wanted to explain the different match types to you guys. Explain a little bit about how it works, what doesn't work, stuff about variation, stuff about plural words, case-sensitive keywords, a lot of stuff that people have misconceptions about, and I wanted to clarify it for you guys. But I just threw the 5 steps in here at the bottom, all right? If you're new, if you don't know anything about PPC, if you're getting ready to start a PPC, you can go over these 5 steps, all right? Number 1, run a auto campaign at $10 per day for 1 week. Low bid with bid plus off, all right? Bid plus off, that's a key there. All right, number 2, gather all keywords that have a low ACOS percentage less than 35. 35 or less than 35%. ACOS stands for average cost of sale or advertising cost of sale. All right, if you guys didn't know what ACOS stands for. I shoot for 35% and lower because usually your products are around that margin, 30 to 35%. So you want to be lower than that. If you have a 50 or 70% marginal item, it's a high marginal item, then maybe you can increase that to 40 or 50%. But this is just my rule of thumb and what I stick to, all right? Number 3, gather keywords for your product outside of your auto campaign. So the reason you want to start an auto campaign, a lot of times auto campaigns aren't profitable. I've had them be profitable in the past. I actually have one running right now that's profitable. If you can run your auto campaign and keep scraping keywords and be at that 35% or less ACOS percentage, then keep it. Slowly increase the bid. If you started off at $10 on your auto and it's profitable, bump it up $2 a day until where you're comfortable. Keep in mind, you're billed bi-weekly. All right. So the good thing is you get a check bi-weekly from Amazon and they take the advertising cost out of that check. So you're not paying any upfront money. All right. So gather keywords for your product outside of your auto campaign. And I just made a couple examples in here. LSI graph is one that I talked about in previous videos. I talk about it in the graph, or excuse me, in the course. It's free. Google Keyword Planner, it's free. I talk about that in the course as well. Those are just 2 quick ones that you can use that are free that you can get good keywords from. LSI is a long tail keyword generator. It's one of my favorites. It's free. All right. So number 4, once you gather your list of keywords, begin your manual campaign. All right. I usually shoot for 50 to 100 keywords to start off. Maybe it's you have a really small non-competitive niche or a niche that's new. Maybe you can't get 100 keywords, but I shoot for 50 to 100. You want to get the most keywords in the beginning because you want to do your split testing. You want to see how those keywords perform, and you want to eliminate the ones that are not performing. You can also find negative keywords by scraping to find the most keywords that you can. You will also find negative keywords. Negative keywords help drive your ACOS percentage down and your profits up. All right. 5, create exact phrase and broad campaigns. This will be easy to keep track of which performs better. This is better known as A/B testing or split testing. All right, don't have one campaign with a crap load of different variations, a crap load of different match types. It's going to be hard to keep track of. It's going to be confusing. All right. You want to have an auto campaign. You want to have a manual campaign phrase, manual campaign broad, manual campaign exact. All right. And then whenever you do variations or you do split testing, label them so they are easy to find. All right. You want to keep track of which one. It's easy to identify which one is performing better. And maybe your keyword's performing better at an exact than it is a broad. Now, don't eliminate it from the broad. Go down to 5 cents. So 0.05 or decimal 0.05. Keep it at 5 cents, because if you delete it or archive it, what's going to happen is you're going to forget about it and add it later, and the wheel's going to turn. So the way I keep track of which ones are non-performing, so that way I don't duplicate them in the future, is by putting them down to 5 cents. They're not going to gain impressions, but I still have visibility of that, and I can remember. I say, oh crap, yeah, that's right. This one was not performing for this match type. So that's another ninja tip for you guys. All right. And here goes another ninja tip. So that's 3 ninja tips that you guys are getting in the YouTube video. All right. Run bid plus on exact match. I run bid plus on exact match type only. If you don't know what bid plus is, it's a beta that Amazon's doing within their advertising services, within their PPC services, that will allow them, to double your bid to gain you visibility and make your keyword or your product more predominant. So for instance, let's say we have basketball shoes as our keyword, all right? And we have it as an exact match type at our bid is $1, okay? If we have bid plus on and the bid goes to $1.20 or $1.30 or even $1.50, that gives Amazon the authority to raise it wherever it needs to be to make your listing more predominant. This is super effective, because when you're starting to rank and you want to accelerate your ranking and gain organic ranking, you want to spike the algorithm and get first page ranking, you want to be predominant up top. All right, you want your product to show predominant up top in the sponsored ads, and by having the bid type, the match exact with the bid plus on, what that's going to do is give your product a better chance of showing up top. All right, so that's a ninja tip for you guys. All right, and last but not least, number 6, identify negative keywords and add to your group. We gave you guys some examples. If you're in the shoe niche, if you're selling boy shoes, sandals could be a negative keyword, heels could be a negative keyword, etc. So you guys, flip-flops could be a negative keyword, so you guys can see. All right. So I hope that this was helpful. Down here, I just put a little picture of one of my campaigns. You can see that it's about 32% ACOS. It's not the best, it's not the worst, but this is a new account that I'm growing, all right? So remember what I said, I'm not concerned about the ACOS being as low as it can in the beginning, because I'm more concerned about spiking the algorithm and ranking my product in the top 5 first page, so I can get that real estate on the first page before the fold. If you guys are in SEO or if you guys are in marketing, then you know what before the fold means. Whenever you show a page, you have the bar, the cursor on the side where you scroll through the page. Before the fold is the first top half. All right, so we want to be predominant on the first half. That's where 80% of all the sales come from. All right, so don't be worried about your ACOS in the beginning. Be focused on doing your split testing, finding out which keyword is most profitable in which match type. Scrape and get the most amount of keywords as you can in the beginning. You don't want to skate by and be cheap and have to do this down the road. You want to get everything done in the beginning. With Amazon, all the work is done in the beginning. You want to get everything done in the beginning, get your ACOS percentage where it needs to be in the beginning. That way you only need to work 5 to 10 hours max per month on your products. All right. So I hope this video has been helpful. If this is your first time watching the video and you stuck through or watching my channel, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. And that's it, guys. We will see you in the next one.